In 2014, in search of a lifestyle that was closer to nature, we left our busy life in the southeast of England and moved to a remote part of Scotland. Here, our lives could be more in harmony with the flow of the seasons. This is our story.
It's Halloween, or as Druids would say, it's Samhain. That's why I'm in my Druid robes. I'm going off into the woods to celebrate this time of the year. Before that, I'll tell you about Samhain and how it fitted into the Celtic calendar. So come with me to the place of the old ones. It's the 30th of October as I record this, the day before Halloween. As a Druid, this is a very significant date for us. It's the beginning of the period known as Samhain. And what we believe is that the veil between this world and the next world is actually significantly thin. Now, this goes back to Celtic times. So Halloween and All Hallows Day has actually picked up on what is a very ancient tradition. So this is where the bushwhacking begins, going through the bracken. Earlier in the summer, it's very difficult to get through here, but as the bracken dies down, the access is much easier. And here we are, so we just rise up onto this mound. Now it doesn't look much as you come up onto it, just a raised mound with a few rocks. So here I am, a Bronze Age burial mound from 3,000 or more years ago. And I brought you here because the people that would have inhabited the lands in those times were either a Celtic or a Pictish people. Their lives were regulated by the seasons, and they were in tune with that. And they actually did it differently to us. The details that we've got about the Celtic people's way of living come from two sources. One from the Romans. The other source of information is from something called the Coligny calendar. This was quite a large bronze plaque. It's about, I think it's 1.2 metres by 0.9 metres, or in feet and inches, it's about 4 feet by 3 feet. And it was broken. It was found in, I think it was 1897, in a place called Coligny in France. That calendar actually had the Celtic year on it. It was actually in Latin, but nonetheless it was a Gaulish area. It was basically a Celtic area, and the way the seasons were counted was on that calendar. So with the Celtic peoples, even their day was measured different to ours. They actually measured their day from sunset to sunset, whereas we measure our day from sunrise to sunrise. And the idea behind that was that everything starts in the dark, whether it's a baby in the womb or a seed in the ground. Everything begins in the dark, and there is that period of gestation, and then it comes into being. So that was a very different, and is a very different way of viewing the day. And similarly with the year started on the 31st of October at Samhain. That was the beginning of the Celtic New Year. And it's the same principle. We go into the darkness. We're now going into the darker days. We have that period of gestation. And then as we come into spring, past the winter solstice, we come into the light and life starts to return to the land. So this was a very different way to the modern way of working. I'm reminded of a poem by Joyce Rupp. I can't remember this poem, so I've got to read it to you. But it really says everything about the winter and the way I respond to it. This year, I do not want the dark to leave me. I need its wrap of silent stillness, its close of long-lasting embrace. Too much light has pulled me away from the chamber of gestation. Let the dawns come late, let the sunsets arrive early. Let the evenings extend themselves while I lean into the abyss of my being. Let me lie in the cave of my soul, for too much light blinds me, steals the source of revelation. Let me seek solace in the empty places of winter's passage, those vast, dark nights that never fail to shelter me. In my little meditation cabin that I have on my property that's perched high above the river, every winter I get that poem out. And I sit there by the candlelight with the stove burning, giving me some warmth. And I just sink into the soul of myself. So welcome to my Samhain ceremony. I'm standing in front of a pile of boulders with a large oak tree. And why I'm here is this is actually a Bronze Age tomb that's not far from my house. It's of great age. It's been here for probably upwards of 3,000 years. So entering from the west, walking around my prepared altar, by the power of star and stone, by the power of the land, both within and without, by the power of all that is fair and free. Welcome to this, my Samhain ceremony. I call upon the spirits of the east and the element of air, and I ask your blessings on this, my ceremony. I call upon the spirits of the south and the element of fire, and ask your blessings on this, my ceremony. And I call upon the spirits of the west and the element of water, and ask your blessings on this, my ceremony. I call upon the spirit of the north and the element of earth. I ask your blessings on this, my ceremony. But first we make these offerings to the ancestors. We offer the bread as a gift of my body. We offer the wine for the gift of my heart. We offer the salt for the gift of my mind. And we offer the honey for the gift of my will. With this bread, may my actions be blessed. With this wine, may my feelings be blessed. With this salt, may my mind be blessed. With this honey, may my desires be blessed. So at the end of the ceremony, we closed the circle. We opened the circle going east, south, west and north, and we close it by reversing that and unwinding the whole thing. We give thanks to the old ones, the people who lived and worked in this area for thousands of years. We call upon them to bless our lives. Thank you for watching. You will realise that the 3 minutes of ceremony at the end of the video was just a small part of a much larger ceremony. The whole ceremony takes about 40 minutes and is very meaningful and an opportunity for people to put the past behind them and acknowledge their ancestors and those that have gone before. But of course I can't include that in a video of this length. If you've enjoyed the video, then you might wish to give me a like, and if you'd like to follow what I'm doing and keep up to date with me, then click the subscription button. It's likely my next video will be on ritual and the way that I use ritual in my life. It might surprise you actually, but other than that, yeah, it'll be an interesting one. Other than that, if you're interested in the Caligny calendar, then there's a link in the description below. And also, if you're interested in following me, I do have a blog at muddyfeet.blog, and there's the link in the description again, but that sort of describes my life in much more detail than I can put in a 10-minute video. But it'd be nice to see you again. Look after yourself, and maybe next time.